Um, 215-622. Introduce yourself to the world. What's your name?
All right, yeah, this is Nagy Springfield. I don't know how many people know me, but that's I'm here for your questions. Ready where you are. All right.
All right, man. What's going on, my brother Nagy? What's going on? How you feeling, man?
Pretty good. I'm not
All
too
right.
worried about anything, so that's a good sign.
Hey, that's what's up, man. Hey, it's all good. Just get ready, get ready. It's the hot seat, you know what I mean? Ready to answer any and all questions. All right, let's go to the next team member. Oh, yeah, this is my brother right here, Judah Naz. Welcome to the show.
Yes. Thank you, Sal, and thank you, Shalom. And well, it's morning time here. Shalom to the Debate Talk for You crowd. This is the Book of Eli, Judah Nazareth, here to for the hot seat, answering all questions, and to put on a good show.
All right, man. What's going on with you, man? Anything you want to say to the people before we begin?
Oh, yes. I want to apologize to everyone for any disparaging remarks that I've made in the past regarding the platform. A bunch of mess was going on a couple of years ago or whatever, but, Sal and I worked it out like men, and I want to apologize to everyone out there. I'm not that evil jerk that everybody thinks that I am, so, so my apologies.
Yeah, we good. We good now, family. We good. Yeah, what's going on, man? All right, man. You calling all the way from Japan. Everything good, man? Everything good out there in Japan?
Yes, sir. It's very cold. I got the tall cup of coffee going, just getting notes ready. But everything's cool. Everything's good.
All right, man. That's cool, man. Congratulations to you. You know what I'm talking about. Congratulations, man. I want to say you want let you know on the air. Yeah. I don't want to put it all the way out there, but you know what I'm talking about. Congratulations.
It's all right. I'm very proud. It's something to be proud of.
Yeah, that's no doubt, most definitely. Yeah. All right, so yeah, man. My brother's having another baby. You know what I'm saying? So I don't tell the brother congratulations on the air. I told him behind the scenes, and we appreciate the brother, man, no doubt, and much blessings to you.
Sir. Thank you.
But let's go to the next person. Let's go to the next people on the team, man. Let's go to Trey Tail. Trey Tail, welcome to the show.
And Shalom, Yahweh Carter, Trey Taylor, Azariah. How we doing out there?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Anything you want to say to the people before we begin? Go ahead.
So I'm ready to get it on. Let's get it on. Let's get that hot seat burning up. Shout out to the Torah night. And
yeah.
Let's get this work. Let's build.
All right, most definitely. Let's go to the next Torah night member. We got our brother Josh here. Brother Josh, welcome to the show, man.
Hey, Shalom. This brother Josh, not to be confused with the other brother,
Make it clear.
What I'm saying? And all praises to Yahweh first and foremost. And I'd like to give a shout out to everybody out there on Debate Talk for You land, and peace to my brothers who are on the line also. And and just one thing I'd like to say before everything gets started is Torah Nights is in the house, man. Forerunners, man. We got to get Dawad coming back. So that's what's up.
All right, man. We appreciate you, man. I'm hearing some feedback. I don't know where it's coming from, but do me a favor, y'all. Mute your phones. Just mute your phones temporarily. I'm hearing some feedback. I want to make sure people can hear y'all when it's time to speak and everything. Judah, you can hear that feedback too? Do you hear feedback, Judah?
No. It's fine. I can hear everyone clear.
Okay, maybe it's my line. All right, cool. Let's go to the next person. Let's go to Brother Lamont. Brother Lamont, welcome to the show.
Shalom.
Man, what's happening, man? How you feeling?
Yeah, this is Brother Lamont. I'm with the Torah Knights. I'm here to represent the Torah. I'm here to represent the truth. Aside from falsehood, trying to cut down falsehood and represent the truth.
Most definitely. We appreciate you, man, no doubt. And the last person I believe that's here is my brother Chris Harris. Welcome to the show.
Hey, give all praise, glory, and honor to the supreme intellect of the universe, the creator of heaven and earth, the almighty Yah. His name will be magnified and glorified. And just want to thank Sal and the rest of the team for coming on, and can't wait to reintroduce the team to the Debate Talk for You audience. Now
we got a huge team, man. Is that it, man? We got more members. Let me know, man. You got more members calling in or what, man? Give me the numbers so I can, make sure everybody's here. You know what I'm saying? Is that it?
There's more.
We good? Are we good, fellas?
Yeah, we good, man.
All right, cool. All right, so yeah, you know what? Before we begin, family, like I said, make sure you call in. That number's 319-527-6239. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna ask a few questions first. When inquiring minds want to know, regular general questions, and after that, we're gonna go to the phone lines. All right. So once again, that's the hot seat segment on Debate Talk for you. All right, fellas. So first question, minds want to know, how did the Torah Nights started? I guess we got to start off with Judah Nad, Zura. How did the Torah Nights get started? Go ahead.
Okay. Torah Nights started, I can't even think how many years ago it was. Several years ago. I just noticed that the lack of Torah-based Israelites was lacking. And, they were here, but they weren't so strong as a presence on, YouTube and all that. And I wanted to accumulate all the, the best minds of, whatever field they're in to, all join. So, that's how it started, man. It's just all, I didn't want, wanderers and stragglers out there by themselves, but let them know that they have a group that's not, I'm not talking down on camps, but we have no leader but the Most High. And whatever area, if you're into science or mathematics or music or whatever you do, that you have a place to, to develop your abilities. So that's how it started.
All right, everybody, mic is open. So anytime y'all want to chime in, fellas, y'all could. You want to add anything to this? Go ahead. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
No, I was going to concur with what Brother Judah was saying. We've been around for a couple of years now, couple lineup changes here and there. But, all praise to Yahweh, we're here. And that I just want to concur with what he was saying right there.
All right, so for those who don't know, what is the agenda when it comes to the Torah Nights movement? Go ahead. Anybody?
Actually, Chris is, I would say, is usually the spokesman, so I don't know why I'm talking right now. Chris, go ahead, brother.
All right. The focus is, and the goal is to magnify the name of the Most High. We are, as well as myself, we're going to start to take a different approach when approaching topics and different subjects. It's not about Jesus bashing. That's not what this is about, because that's being spiritually immature. And sometimes we all have to grow and listen to those around us and listen to what's being said from those around us in order so we can grow. The basic thing is to bring everybody to the beauty of the Torah, because I believe, Judah believes, Lamont believes, Josh believes, Negi himself believes, who's a stranger amongst Israel. They all believe, that the Torah is going to heal us. Leviticus 26 makes it clear. Deuteronomy, the 30th chapter, makes it clear. 1 Kings chapter 8, 41 through 46, I believe, makes that clear, that we are to call upon the name of the Almighty Yahweh. That is what we're supposed to be doing, and his name will be magnified because he is our Redeemer and our Savior. He does not change his mode of salvation for man through different dispensations of time. So we're looking to take a more mature approach towards debates and encounters with other groups, and so we can all learn together and return to our heritage.
Yes, may I add in too, as well too, for the listeners out there, if you guys, there's a misconception that there is these two sides. There's a New Testament side and an Old Testament side, and I've told you, I've said this in the past, that we're in the middle line. Who you guys call Jesus Christ, we call Joshua. He was a priest from Dead Sea Scrolls, or Essene, which means the doers of the Torah group, and it's, Brother James and so forth and so on. So we come from that perspective. So we catch a lot of flack from both sides, from the New Testament side and the quote-unquote Old Testament side. So we're in the middle, so we get accused of all sorts of stuff. But we come with science, mathematics, and spiritual, mental geometry and history, So, that's our position.
Con, let me add in there too. You there, Sal?
Nah, go ahead. You can go, yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, my bad. All right. Yeah, so I got a little scripture here that kind of not sums up, but kind of adds to what the brothers were saying, and just about what Torah Nights, all praises to Yahweh, can offer to Yasharal, specifically Yasharal and anybody else who would like to cleave, you know what I'm saying? So it's Proverbs 8 says, surely wisdom will call out, and understanding will raise her voice atop the heights, along the way, at the place where pathways diverge, she stands. Near the gateways of the city, at the approach to its entrances, she cries out, to you, O men, do I call, and my voice is to the sons of man. So in saying that, even in that little piece right there, the gateways, some could consider to be all the tribes of Yasharal, as it's mentioned in the scriptures. Zion is mentioned as gates, and so we consider each one of us a gate, and all of our different talents and things can be considered pathways. We all diverge, but we all come together under Yahweh, So that's what I'd like to add to that.
I would like to add.
All right, once again, it's the Hot Seat segment on Debate Talk Free Radio. We have the Torah Nights right here on Debate Talk Free Radio. I'm just throwing out a few general questions out there before we begin and go to the phone lines. I see y'all, family. I see y'all. Keep pressing number 1. We're going to go to the phone lines in a few minutes. Also, for those who don't want to call in but still have a question, send me an email at debatetalkforyou@gmail.com. That's debatetalk the number 4 and letter U@gmail.com, and I'll gladly read out your questions to the Torah Nights. Or if you're on social media and you have contact with me, either leave a comment with your question or hit me up in the inbox, whatever, and I'll read out your question. But people want to know, as far as the recruiting process, like how do you guys go about selecting who's going to be on the team, as far as Torah Nights are concerned? Anybody?
Generally, we try to. Oh, I'm sorry. At least for me. Oh, I'm sorry. We kind of like test people out a little bit, to see if they're sincere, because a lot of people just kind of like hear the name and they want to be attached to the name, but they don't want to do anything at all. So we let brothers come in and kind of see their zeal, test them out for a little bit, and then it's open. It's open and closed. We have many people who they find out that they aren't really for the Torah and they want to go off and do their own thing, and there's no hard feelings. The Most High don't choose everybody. You know what I'm saying? So if anyone else wants to add on to that.
I would like to add on to that.
All right, go ahead.
The Most High. Oh, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Can hear you, Lamont.
I would say the way I joined the Torah Nights, it was more. I would say the Most High, since the Most High is the leader of Torah Nights, you gravitate towards certain people. So a lot of people come and go. It's like, they hear the name, like the brother Judah Nazareth was talking about, and they want to hang out, and then sometimes we find out ulterior motives within certain people, and then they kind of weed themselves out, From my experience, what it had me gravitate towards the Torah Nights was through my personal life experiences with belief systems, theology, concepts, and stuff like that, and having to deal with these things throughout my walk of life, and then coming to certain truths, and then coming to conclusions that we agree. I agree with the brothers according with the scripture, as far as the scriptures are concerned. Other brothers, they come in. We don't know what they're trying to do, but they kind of weed themselves out. So it happens organically, I would say.
All right, anybody else want to add on to that?
Yeah, I was kind of hoping other brothers would. But I want to state we had this model that we use is Ezekiel chapter 43 verse 10. It's the temple man. So that's our whole thing. The Torah is based upon this structure, and it's not a structure made with hands. And and we deal with that specifically. And and if brothers' hearts are upright and and they don't have any schemes and plans, they stay in and they learn the secret wisdom, which we call the pure food. We teach them the secret wisdom, and that's it. Yahweh God, he chooses who. So if anybody out there wants to join Torah Nights, there's no. Now, let me say this real quick too. I'm not going against the camps, that we have in Israel, but usually you'll find out that the camps are very against Torah Nights because we don't push a quote-unquote racist ideology. You'll hear some racist things come out of us sometimes, but for the most part, we don't oppress Gentiles. If their Gentiles are willing to learn the Torah, they can join. We don't take people's money. There's no tithing. There's no worship of any individuals. There's none of that. We try to keep it strictly Torah, science, mathematics, and geometry of the Torah, the water. So, if anyone else.
Okay, I'll add to that. And it is what it is, man. We are a realistic bunch of dudes. You know what I'm saying? We live in these modern times, so naturally we expect a level of understanding from the people who approach us. You know what I'm saying? This is it is what it is. Torah Nights, we're gonna fight for what's in here, but in that same sense, people gotta understand that we're regular people too. We're normal, and we also want people to know that don't think of ourselves as higher. You got to go through multi-levels just to talk to a leader and things of that nature. Everybody's got something to add and to bring forward with each other. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I wanted to add with that.
Sure.
All right, then. Yeah, last question, actually, before we go to the phone lines. Torah Nights, y'all been around for a while. In your opinion, what makes the Torah Nights different than these other Torah-based groups or maybe other groups in general? What makes y'all stand out or what makes you different in your opinion? Go ahead.
Actually, I can take this one if no one else wants to, or I can go first, whatever. But I think the main thing is the esoteric focus. That's what drew me in. I first started watching Judah Natzar's videos, and that got me really interested. So once I found out there was a group, it was kind of an interesting thing to be a part of. So if you want to know what really drew me in or what might draw other similarly minded people in, that's it.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I'll add in, we are like Negi said, we are a mystical group. I guess you want to call it that, a mystical group. We don't. Everything is not literal, outwardly and literal. No, we are a contemplative group. And we deal with the soul science, and the spirit world. It's not always ritual and outward worship, but it's improvement of the self and the mind. And dealing with dealing with science and things like that. You know what I'm saying? I guess the equal, or not would say equal, the equivalent to us on a bad side would be like people who study the occult sciences on the left hand side, but we deal with it. We deal with the science, the knowledge of good on the right hand side. So I guess it's pretty much
I chime in. I say we're different from the camps as well as because we allow each other to grow. So we find something new, some knowledge. We'll allow that person's voice to be heard. There's no rank. There's nobody trying to wiggle for position. We try and top the other person, as as the camps generally do. there's no, muting of the voices of the people, and we live and we grow, and we usually have to change it up sometimes to, you know what I mean? But we always stay focused on the goal, which is magnifying Yahweh's name. That's the main objective. But we allow each other to spiritually grow.
Yes.
Con. Let me add on to that.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Sal. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Chris. Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
One of the primary focuses is mainly the personalities that's within the group. When I came aboard the Torah Night, my personality was a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't as loud or boisterous, you know what I'm saying, as some of the guys. But what separates us from a lot of the other groups is the fact that we'll delve into a Psalms 119 and give a lesson on it. Or we'll go into a Jeremiah 23, verse 5 and 6, and we'll give the historical context of that scripture, teach what was going on at that time before we open up the New Testament or the Brit Hadashah, if that's what they call it, before we just open it up and say, see, right there, that's him. We don't do that. We try and give everybody a chance to form their own opinion on the scripture, and we thoroughly search out the matter. And it's not like we're turning anybody away either. Everybody knows me. They know I probably receive over 90 calls a day, probably more pertaining to Torah scripture. And, I love teaching, and if I do not know the answer, I'll study it for 1 or 3 days, and then I will get back at you with the answer. And if anybody's on the air listening, they'll vouch for that, and they'll tell you that's what I do. I never leave anybody thirsty wanting water. You understand? So that's it.
I just want to make sure everybody get their word out. One more question, y'all. One more. Is there a leader? The group. Is there any leadership when it comes to the group, Torah Nights?
No. Just Yahweh God is a leader. We try to work in a council. Several heads. Trying to figure out what's best for the team. We can't usually, having a dictator generally causes problems, and that's a lot of stress on one person. So we try to have like a group council, and hash things out.
Right. And when you see that, you see that in a lot of camps. They all have leaders, and the leaders lord over the flock. And when you see that, that's a problem. Like, I'm not going to sit here and pull any punches. You have groups like the IUIC, and when you see their flock or you see their students, a lot of times I can open up Instagram and I know a couple of guys, and they're praising the leader. They're praising the Nathaniels and the other gentlemen, and we don't do that. You understand? Because then we'll be just like the camps. When you get that, you get people lording over you with the Most High's law, and the law is not a burden, and that's not what this is about. The Most High's law is not do's and don'ts. It's regulations on how the universe is guided. You understand what I'm saying? This is our culture, and many people have a problem with the fact that we are trying to return to our culture, because that is what identifies us as a people first. And now that we're finding out that we are a special people, and we're returning to these scriptures and opening up these books and really breaking them down, you have groups that do not like the fact that we're rediscovering our culture, because like I said, this is an identifier for us as a people. And as I always state, glory to Yah, and the Torah will heal us. And if you don't understand something in this Torah, you should seek diligently and look for the answer and call people that know. It's not really about being Messianic and non-Messianic, because the people that do not believe in Jesus believe in a Messiah to come. And I just want to say that to clear all that up on the air. This is not about arguing tonight. This is about representing ourselves in a more humble manner, so we can also teach. And like I said, my phone line is always open for those that have my number.
Yeah, can I add in real quick too? A lot of times, brothers will find that Torah nights will bring out, or let's just say Jesus. Just we don't call him that, but let's just say that just for the for the show. I know people are gritting their teeth right now, pulling their hair out. But let's say many people will find that Torah nights will actually bring out the teachings of Jesus more than the Christians in the camps, because he was teaching Levitical knowledge, which is what we deal with primarily. And things like you must be born again and things. We can't get Christians to go over those teachings and debate things like that with us. I mean, we'd love to baptism and being born again and the inward man and things like that. These are all things that he taught. And you'll probably find these teachings, you understand them better probably coming from Torah nights than dealing with a camp who's just going to get your money and make you into a slave. So,
All right, no doubt. All right, so let's get ready for these questions, y'all. Let's get ready for these questions. Oh, somebody else want to say something? Somebody else want to say something?
This Brother Josh. I just want to add to what the brothers were saying, and I might add what Brother Chris said was beautiful, and just to let all of our people listening or whatnot, don't be afraid or don't get spooked when brothers talk about like esoteric or what Brother Judas mentioned the word mystical or whatnot. And just think of it as the brothers. We have a council, and Yahweh rules out at the end of the day, of course. And so the way we can gauge how we're listening to Yahweh is what is the go ahead, or what is the agreement upon everybody within that. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good way that we teach each other, that we can be more able to listen to what we call the rawat, or what Yahweh, what the breath is teaching everybody. So I just wanted to add that in there. We're not so much as mystical or like spooky, or we're more so mythical. We're bringing something back that the world just act like is not here, but they want to act like it's just something else, So anyhow, I just want to say that.
All right, family. Once again, that number to call in is 319-527-6239. It's the hot seat segment on Debate Talk Radio. This way for 60 minutes or more. You, the audience, can call in live with your questions and your comments. I got the timer actually right here. I didn't start it yet. I'm going to start it once we go to the phone lines. And, once again, if y'all want to go more, after the 60 minutes, I'm going to ask you, do you want to get some more time in and stay with us? Let me know, fellas. We could go add some more time to the clock. But let's go to the phone lines now. Let's get the show started. And, by the way, if you just called in, that number to call in again, if you just called in, the only rule that I have is that you got to keep it clean, keep it professional, family, once you call into the show. And let's go to the phone lines right about now. Let's go to 530-434. You're live in air.
Yo, greetings. This is Brother B.A. out of Sacramento, California. Much love to Sal, and greetings to the brothers on the panel.
Shalom.
Peace.
All right, shalom. All right.
Yeah, shalom.
Much love, most deaf. Now, I'm not calling to fight or argue. I am a follower of Christ, a student of the teachings of Christ. And one thing, I've been watching you brothers on the Google Hangout / YouTube for quite some time. And even just prior to me coming on here asking you my questions, I will say this. I do respect the fact that you brothers gave it up and show some type of respect to Christ based on his teachings, because a lot of Torah observant individuals or groups, they don't even give them that much recognition. So I can most definitely respect that you guys recognize that Christ taught Levitical or Torah teachings. And with that being said, I would just like to ask for some clarification so I can get a better understanding of what you guys believe, because I would like to engage with you guys on a few topics in the future. Maybe we could set up with Sal, or maybe we could do it on our independent YouTube channels or whatever it may be. But when it comes to your understanding of the Messiah, since you guys understand the Messiah has not yet been revealed, what is your understanding? Because I've been in Israel for quite some time, and I hear, at first, years ago, I used to always hear that, no, the Messiah has not yet to come, and he will come in the point in time. And what I'm commonly hearing nowadays is that, the Messiah is not one person. It's going to be the nation of Israel as one whole. So I don't know what you guys believe when it comes to the Messiah. So I would just like to start off with that.
All right. Well, let me go first, real quick. I always say when when people say the word like the Messiah, that the is not what we believe, because not even believe, we follow what Yahweh says. The word ma is a prefix, and the word shayak means to meditate or to contemplate, to communicate, to pray, things like that. So it also stands for one who was like chosen. So you have like the Levitical high priest in Leviticus 21 verse 10, who's also called the Mashayak. You got the kings of Israel. You got the prophets who were anointed. You even had Gentile kings who didn't even know the Most High, and they were called Mashayak. But in the particular figure that you're speaking about, he was a special Torah teacher, much like Moses from Deuteronomy 18:18. He taught this secret wisdom of the Torah. Let me give an example. Most Israelites, or the ones you say that don't acknowledge, those are what you call Old Testament Israelites. They just think that the Torah is just a book of laws. Don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. When actually the word commandments, matzawaf, means to come out. So you're coming out of your lower self into your higher self, your spiritual man. The second one is decrees and customs, and the third is judgments of justice. So that teacher was teaching, secret wisdom, Levitical wisdom, to a large group of people. And when he had died, his brother had taken over, who you guys call James, or who we call James, but his name is Yaqub ha-Zadok. So we don't say that he's the Messiah. King David is our King Messiah. We're going to have a Zadok, who will be high priest, who will be a priestly Messiah, and that guy Yahushua, who you guys call Jesus, was that prophet that was like Moses. Which all the prophets were like Moses, because even Joshua, his successor, was the prophet like Moses. But this guy came in that what you call intertestamental period, and he separated themselves from, and their group separated themselves from the commonwealth of Israel, because they were being ruled over by Herodians and Romans and all that, and they wanted to go off and contemplate and meditate on the Torah. So, he's teaching these. Now, don't get me wrong. What you guys call the New Testament, there has been some additions and things, because we have we have Codex Sinaiticus and things which is an earlier version of what you guys call the Greek New Testament, and a lot of things that are in that. A lot of things that are in the current one are not in there. So not minimizing him, but he was doing what, if he were here today, he would be like, Torah Knights is following, they're just doing what I was doing. Like, I was teaching people the inward Torah, not just don't do this, don't do that, pay me tithes, sacrifice animals, because all that was leading to the inward self. All the animal sacrifices and things like that. But that's my, I'm sorry for the long-winded, but, if other brothers want to come in.
Chris, I would like to answer. I want to answer that. Basically, when you turn to Isaiah, the 55th chapter, this is what it reads, and I would like to read it. It says, "Ho, everyone who thirsts, come to the water, you who have no money, come buy and eat. Yea, come buy wine and milk without money and without price. Why do you spend money for what is not bread, and your wages for what does not satisfy? Listen carefully to me and eat what is good, and let your soul delight itself in abundance. Incline your ear, come to me, hear, and your soul shall live. And I will make an everlasting covenant with you. The sure mercies of David, indeed, I have given him as a witness to the people, a leader and a commander for the people." Now, when I read this scripture, because my spiritual name is also Yeshayahu, this is my favorite prophet in the entire book. We see the mercy that he gave David, you can read about in the 89th Psalm. And he said, "I've given David to you all as a leader and a commander." We have prophecies where he clearly tells you that David will be the prince and the king, and he shall shepherd his people. This is all for the Third Temple period. You understand what I'm saying? many of the prophecies contained within the Torah, the Tanakh, the Torah or the Tanakh, when you read them carefully and you truly weigh it out, you begin to see it was not talking about Jesus or Joshua or Yahashua. Now, if people want to call him a Messiah, go right ahead. But if I tell everybody he was not the prophesied Messiah to come, because that's what I do. I break down the scriptures and I weigh them honestly. Was he anointed? I agree. Was he the prophesied Messiah? No, he was not. Secondly, to finish this quote, because I don't want to be too long-winded either. A Messiah, the concept of a Messiah, in order to be saved, is nowhere in our Torah. Leviticus 26 clearly tells us what we're supposed to do to be forgiven for our sins. Daniel was a great example of what we should do when we're asking to be forgiven for our sins. And this is what Yeshayahu is saying right here. He's saying, return to the Most High. Incline your ear to what? To his Torah. Drink what water? The Torah. Eat what bread? The bread that's in the Torah. You understand what I'm saying? So if you want to say he's anointed, fine. If you anointed means Mashiach. There were many Mashiachs as Judah Naz was putting forth. But he was not the prophesied one. And yes, to say that I'm non-Messianic means I don't believe in the book, period. Because the creator of heaven and earth told you who his Messiah is, and he showed you who his only begotten son is in his book. And this is something as a people that we have to stop doing, ignoring Scripture, because we all have this emotional tie with the gentleman in the new so-called New Testament. Anybody else want to add to that?
I mean, go ahead, bro.
Can I just throw something out there real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
There's a Hebrew word that I didn't know of until quite recently, and you could pronounce it either Goel or Gawal, but if you're looking for the context of the word Messiah, that is another word that you can use or that you can find in its place. I've never seen it in the Hebrew Bible itself, but I'm sure it's in there, because if it wasn't, I wouldn't know about it. Has anyone ever seen that or heard of it?
What's the word again? Goel?
Goel, yes.
Yeah, it's like portion or inheritance. Like a portion or destiny. Yeah.
But it's used to mean savior, deliverer, at least in the dictionary I've seen it in. But I just wanted to mention that because Mashiach gets all the attention, but there are other words that describe something similar.
Oh, okay. Anybody else? Or I want to.
Con.
Oh, go ahead, bro.
Okay, yeah. No, I was going to say all the brothers gave all praises to Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? And from the brother who asked the question initially out of Sacramento, peace be to him and all his peoples over there too. We scattered everywhere, and so it sounds like Yahweh's giving him a lot of insight already as far as the stuff that he's studied and he's looking into. And so I just want to add to what the brothers were talking about as far as Mashiach, and it is true. Mashiach in the spiritual sense is all of Yahshua, especially as Yahweh has anoints us. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, with having the Ruach and with everyone understanding the voice of Yahweh, then we can be better prepared for Dawah. Because first and foremost, we got to understand that through Yahweh we know beloved, and we are beloved through Yahweh. So we can understand Dawah as precursor before we see Dawah in the land, so to speak, and not in the spiritual sense, but in a physical sense. So hopefully that wasn't too much over the brother's head. So I just want to add that to him.
Okay.
Yeah, let me just say this before I let you go. being that we have a huge team out here, whenever y'all ready to go, let me go to the next caller. Let me know to say next caller. All right? I want everybody to get their word in. So whenever you're ready to go to the next caller, you let me know. Okay.
No, I was just gonna say, and I appreciate the fact that you guys, earlier you guys said that you guys wanted to be, you guys are goal was to be humble and to really be cordial, and I appreciate you guys being humble and really explaining yourselves and bringing some clarity to the topic. Reason being because I've engaged with a lot of Torah observant Hebrews in the past, and just the spirit that you guys came in, I didn't even. It's humbling to hear that you guys come in the spirit you came in, because a lot in the past they have not been very humble at all. When the name Christ comes up, they get some type of it's like a reaction of hate. So I most definitely appreciate you guys' answers, and I think I got a better understanding of what you guys believe. Hopefully in the future we can most definitely converse again. And just talking to you brothers, one thing I will say, it's just more motivation, more provoking for myself to study even more. So even though we do have a disagreement on the Messiah, I do appreciate you guys clarifying what you believe, because what I tend to notice from the Torah observant internet Hebrew, who the ones like to run their mouths all the time, they don't. Some of them don't even have an understanding of who the Messiah is, or the Mashiach, or whatever you prefer to call the title. Some of them have a misunderstanding of what that means. And I know to be Hebrew, or to be called by the name of the Most High, which we understand to be Israel, you have to have some type of concept of Messiah. And even though we do have a disagreement on what that may be, I do understand your points, and I appreciate the dialogue. And you brothers be safe and shalom.
Oh, thank you, brother.
Hey, Sal, can I add to that? Thank you, brother. Thank you for your call. Hey, Sal, can I add to that real quick?
Yeah, good. Mm-hmm.
Well, if the gentleman is still on the line, I was one of the ones that was guilty of that. You know, puffing out my chest, thumping my chest, talking about how Jesus is fake. But that's just not what you want to do, because people who actually love you and care about you will begin to call you and say, well, you know, I don't think that's right that you do that, or that's not cool when you act like that. You know, so you have to have some type. You don't want to be like the Romans and have zero religious sensibilities towards your brothers and sisters. You want to be able to all of us should be able to come together and reason with one another and discuss these things. We shouldn't have to sit back and open up a Bible and have different beliefs, which everybody's going to have, but then start making videos, cussing out each other, threatening families, posting people's pictures online. That's not what this is about. And I'm just trying to make a change and, be a voice of reason where everybody can come together and have great debates and great discussions. And shout out to Josh. I'm coming for you again, man.
Hey, yo, Chris.
Hey,
this is B.
I have a question. Is Brother Isaiah? He's one of the newer brothers from Torah. Is he in, Sal?
Somebody give me his number in the back chat. Chris, you got my inbox. Somebody just send me his number in the back chat. We have a lot of callers right now. I have a lot of callers right now. So yeah, Chris, send me his number.
The show.
Yeah, send me his number in the back chat. All right, Chris.
Okay, they're gonna have to send it to me on my page.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Yeah, you're still on.
Yes. Yeah, you're still on.
I just want to say real quick, yo, Chris. I know we don't know each other, but I've been, like I said, over the last couple of months, I've been watching you, man. And one thing I can say, and this is just me from what I've noticed, and I could be wrong. From what I get from you, brother, from you being on Debate Talk for You, because you debated my older brother Zadok, and I've heard you engage with with the apologists. And one thing about it, I understand that at times where you let off some steam a few times, but I'm not saying that. From what I seen or witnessed myself, it's not as if you're just going out looking for a fight. There have been individuals who have approached you in the wrong spirit. So I can understand some of your anger, because I mean, even me being a follower of Christ, there are individuals on the internet who have no kind of compassion and who have no type of love, and when they're reaching out to other brothers who they're trying to bring to Christ, And I think a lot of us at times we get overzealous, and then we just want to dominate and conquer and just beat people up with doctrine. Most definitely, I have witnessed. Yeah, I have witnessed, man, the character assassinations that you've been dealing with when it comes to the Christian apologist doctrine. I do. I'm not saying all of them are beating you up, but there are a few of them who have come out and been very disrespectful and spoken on your name without you even being there to defend yourself. So most definitely, brother, I have seen that. And just to let you know, even though we have differences of opinion, I don't have a spirit or a foul spirit towards you. I respect you as a man. First off, and then not just that, we Israelites. So I know in the commandments it's written that we are to be cordial and to have some type of love towards each other, even though we don't know each other personally. So even though we come in the name of the Most High God, it is my duty as a believer to still have some type of cordial fellowship with you, whether I know you or not personally. So, but I do recognize some of the hell you have caught from certain individuals, and I think a lot of it was not fair because you went around to defend yourself, and I yield.
Can I come in just for a second? I want to add in to what their caller is saying. A lot of the times where you get like a lot of Israelites, whether they be quote unquote OT or NT Israelites, they really don't have any desire to build up this nation. They don't, because we've seen as Israelites, whether you're New Testament, Old Testament, or Torah based, there's a difference. All three groups. When we have outsiders come in and attacking all of us, attacking our heritage, Israel is so fragmented, and you got like leaders of groups. They don't want to like fight for the nation, and they don't come together. But Torah Nights are not like that. So all you listeners out there, we're not your enemy. Y'all want to contact us? You can go to my YouTube page and we'll talk to you. This ain't no hierarchy, foolishness. You brothers can call Brother Chris, and we want to join with other brothers and fellowship with other brothers. So when we have outside attacks from certain non-Israelites, and and they're trolling and they're doing this, we need a unified front. We Torah Nights tried to join up with other Israelite groups, but like they just had this like deep-seated hatred for Yahweh God and the Torah, and they would not join with us. So there's a large portion of people out there in the population, which is you guys out there. Just because y'all are not popular on YouTube don't mean that you can't join with other brothers who may have some type of like notoriety, such as the Torah Nights. Yeah, come with us so that we can all join together, discuss things, and we can like, put the beat down on these entities that are trying to come against us. Because, like you said, these groups, they have no interest in unifying. This is about getting money and YouTube fame and control and this and that. But we want to join with our people. Like, they have no desire to do that. If they did, they would join up with us, but they won't. And they know who they are. So,
All right, family. Once again, it's the Hot Tea segment on Debate Talk for you. We have a lot of callers out there standing by. And I'm letting y'all know we are checking the emails, family. I'm checking the emails. So, again, if you have any email questions, send it to debatetalkforyou@gmail.com. The timer is on. 20 minutes already has passed by. But let's go to the next caller, y'all. Let's go to the next caller. Oh, and for the family out there, if it's your first time calling in, you got to press number 1 because we have a lot of callers on the phone line. Press number, once you call in, you got to press number 1. And that lets me know that you have a question. All right, so let's go to the next caller. Let's go to 757-748. You'll have an air.
Shalom. Chief Rabbi David Israel, the Morady King, Yahweh's Israelite Tabernacle in the Rabbinical School. I'm a former member of Torah Nights.
Okay, brother. You can ask your question. Go ahead. You sound kind of low. Come close to your phone. You sound kind of low.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. You good now? Good.
All right.
You good.
Now we all know that so-called Black Americans, we have been in slavery for 400 years, and that Europeans did us like crap. Now, Now, when it goes to the book of Proverbs 3:31, it says, "Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways." Now, Deuteronomy 7:3 says, "Do not intermarry with them thy daughters and thy children, and neither that shall you take her to theirs as they take her to you." Now, I want to know now with Torah Nights, we know, and I know, y'all hate Christianity. Y'all say it's Roman paganism and this and that. Now, y'all say y'all don't have no leader. Y'all say y'all hate Jesus, who is so-called made of the European people. Now, do you all, now, for you all who say this, do y'all see y'all Brother Trey Tail wife and Judah Nazar's wife as an enemy, those fellow knights that are into knights also? Do you all see Judah Nazar's white Asian wife and Trey Tail white wife as the enemy also, or as a Roman devil? Or do you see Nancy as a Roman devil too? That's my question.
Can I answer that?
Yeah, go ahead. You can answer.
Yes.
Okay, okay. It sounds as though that question sounds as though that it's compartmentalized into a paradigm of race and a paradigm of phenotype characteristics, like appearances, at the outward man. I also come from a biracial offspring. Okay, so I've dealt with this longer than I've been a Torah Knight. Let me just say, those paradigms should be done away with. And if your question is if Judah Nazareth's wife or Trey Tail's white wife and his Asian wife, like you're in a paradigm, you're inside of a compartmentalized way of thinking, and you become caught in a cul-de-sac, so to speak, with learning. The paradigm we should be more interested is nationality. Nationality is a real paradigm that's a reality. So as far as perceiving someone based on their appearance and their phenotype, and then looking at them, addressing them as the enemy, that doesn't make any sense, because if I recall, in the 90s we had gangbanging, and we had Bloods and Crips, and we had violence in the inner cities. I mean, is it based on phenotype and how dark your skin is or how light your skin is to find out who the enemy is? Like, you have to get out of that paradigm. As far as answering the question, that's my answer to that. Like, it's a paradigm that doesn't exist and needs to be done away with.
Now, can I ask you something?
Let me chime in and answer your first question, David. This is Trey Tail. I have the right to respond to that because you spoke on my heart. So I'm going to respond to that for you. Now, you go to Deuteronomy 7, verse 1, right? And you're talking about the Canaanites. You go to the nations here, the Hittites, the Girgashites, the Amorites, and the Jebusites. 7 nations more mighty than you. These nations were idolaters. They were drinking blood. They were killing their babies, right? So let's go to Deuteronomy. I'm going to take you to Deuteronomy 23, verse 7. We get some scripture. Instead of just talking about opinions and how we feel, I'm going to go through the scriptures. Deuteronomy 23, verse 7. And I'm sure you know the scripture. Since you went to Deuteronomy 7, let's go forward. Let's go to Deuteronomy 23, verse 7 to get on these so-called white people, or Edomites, as you say. You shall not abhor any of the Edomites, for they are your kin. You shall not abhor any of the Egyptians, because you are an alien residing in the land. Let's go to Deuteronomy. Let's go to Leviticus 19. Let's go to Leviticus 19, verse 34. It says, the alien who resides with you shall be to you as a citizen among you. You shall love the alien as yourself. For you were alien in the land of Egypt. I am Yahweh. So I'm going to go to one more scripture. to wrap it all around, and we're going to future prophecy. Let's see what the end game of this is about interracial, not intimate spiritual interracial relationship as it is deals with nations. Let's go to Ezekiel 47, verse 22. It said, "You shall allot as an inheritance for yourselves, for the aliens who reside among you, and have begotten children among you." So there's an interracial relationship with children. Quote unquote. "They shall be to you as citizens of Israel. With you, they shall be allotted an inheritance among the tribes of Israel. In whatever tribe aliens reside, there you shall assign them their inheritance, says Yahweh." So there you go, some edification for you. On to your next question.
Can I ask you something now, Kyle? Ask you something since you did say that. One more question, and I'm done. Now, since you say that we shouldn't, that we need to get over race and we need to get over this and that, now as Hebrews, should we, since we are non-Messianic Hebrews that y'all, even though Torahnites don't agree with everything a lot of non-Messianics say, now, I know you all agree that the Christian church is all off, right? Messianics are off in that they accept white Jesus, and they love everybody, even their enemy. Now, are you saying that Torahnites are are open to doing the same thing the Christian church do, which is accepting their enemy and fellowshipping with their enemy? Are you saying that we have to forgive our slave masters and our slave masters' daughters who then whooped us for 400 years? Are you saying that we have to forgive and forget? Because if you are, you sound like the Christian church. So I want to know, is Torahnites are going to unite with the Christian church who preach that we need to unite with our enemy? And that's it.
Can I get in? Let me answer. David Israel, are you married, brother?
No. I have been in plenty of interracial relationships, though. and I do not like.
I heard next caller. I heard next caller. Okay, go ahead, Judah. Go ahead.
Brother David Israel here was a former Torahite, and he has expressed his displeasure and dislike for our Latino and Hispanic brothers and sisters, and I am part Puerto Rican. So, and it's, he has a problem with everybody who is non-so-called Negro. So these are just little direct troll jabs at us, or whatever. He's not really being sincere. And he knows, and to answer the question whether we're like the Christian church, no. First off, there's a requirement. People who are from different nations, if they repudiate their people's customs and traditions and religions and whatever and cleave to Israel, then we are not to oppress them. I don't know why that's like a hard concept to understand. That is not the Christian doctrine, which is the Roman Catholic image of whatever they're like I said, we don't like to use that word Jesus. That is a one world religion, love everybody doctrine, which is not true because they haven't actually been loving everybody. They've been killing in the name of that idol. Now remember, I'm separating the actual human being teacher from the image of this universal religion, one world, everybody loves every that institution. So he knows and you have to ask yourself this: how many people are going to repudiate their people's traditions and things to cleave to a people who are deemed lowly and base upon the earth? So if Trey Tell and my wife repudiate their people's beliefs and customs and traditions to cleave to a people who are perceived to be the most base on earth, then that should say something. That they must see something that we're telling the truth, that we are the people.
Hey, Con, let me add to that. Absolutely, brother. And to the so-called rabbi, where's that in Torah? I'm still waiting for that one. And also, since you like Proverbs, you want to downplay Yahweh's wisdom to mere racial epithets. You know what I'm saying? This is Proverbs 10:22. It is a blessing of Yahweh that enriches, and one need not add toil with it. It is like sport to a fool to carry out his evil design. Wisdom is like a sport to a man of understanding. So on that, we're just going to, you know what I mean? It is what it is, Chief.
All right, just let me know when you want to move to the next caller, y'all. There's a lot of members of the team. Let me know when you want to move to the next caller.
Go ahead.
Let me get one more verse in. Let me get one more scripture for David Israel. Isaiah 14, verse 2. I'll make it quick. Nations, that's a foreign nation, will take them and bring them to their own place. Talk about the Israelites. And Israel will take possession of the nations and make them male and female servants in Yahweh's land. And will make captives, and their captives rule over their oppressors as well. Right? So nations will take them and bring them to their own land. So nations will bring us to our own land as well. So we're hating them, oppressing them, and killing them, or so forth, whatever your doctrine is. They will be helping us in the end time. So I understand where this hatred comes from, but I just want to put that point in, that's all.
Hey, Sal, can I add to that real quick?
Yeah, brother. Phone line is open. Yeah.
Okay. What a lot of Israelites are doing, or a lot of people are doing when they open up the book of the law, is they surface read these things. And when he says when you go into the land, don't take on their wives, that was for a certain time period because of the practices. The Ammonites, and these other cultures worshiping idol gods. You see, the progenitors of Israel themselves had Canaanite wives. So when you see him going into the land, he did not want them marrying their wives at that, taking on their women, because their women still had a lot of the heathenistic traits. And he didn't want his children being burnt to Molech, sacrificed to idol gods. He didn't want that, because during the day, the men are supposed to be out and working. And this is why I say we need to learn our culture, and we need to learn the culture of the Israelites. And for someone to call and, troll somebody's wife, as he did, you have to understand Moses himself had an Ethiopian wife. You understand? I mean, it doesn't make any sense, and that's that spirit that we're trying to get away from. So even when they came back, when in the book of Ezra and Nehemiah, you saw them saying, man, we got to get rid of these people, because we know the king of Assyria placed the Sepharvaim there, the Babylonians there. These were the wives that they didn't want their men taking hold of, having children with these women, marrying their wives. Marrying these women at this point in juncture. There's no law that says that. Leviticus 19:33 makes it clear you are not to abhor an Edomite. You are not to do that. So, next question.
Yes, please. Next call, please.
All right. Before we move on to the next caller, we do have the brother that y'all wanted to hear, 217. To the word that. On air.
Shalom. Praise Yahweh, man. Yahweh Kai, your brother.
Shalom, brother Wise.
Yahweh Kai.
Oh, brother Wise.
Yahweh Kai.
Yeah. Hey, yes, Torah Nights is really, we're a really, really big group. It's there's more brothers who are just watching there. We have a very Brother Unity goes Zadok is Torah Nights. We have a big group. But yeah, man, can we get some? Actually, I would like some Christians to call in with some questions so that we can dialogue, or if you have any questions regarding the Torah teachers' teachings and things like that. And we have some brothers in Torah Nights who we don't always agree on every single thing, but there are a group of us who have went over this with brothers, wherever, and we've come to find out that, and I'm not talking bad about them, but we have brothers who are Christians, and when we talk about the teacher of righteousness, they don't even accept that. And then we have quote unquote Old Testament people who don't accept the teacher of righteousness and don't accept that. So, but we're just trying to bridge the gap, like Brother Chris said, with every people don't like the guy who called in. He don't like that idea that we're trying to reach out to our people. He wants us to be in a cult mindset, the little serpentine in the crevice, spirit, hiding from everybody and being all cliquey, and we don't do that. We're for the people. We're available. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, yeah,
All right, that number to call in is 21527-29. 36 minutes has passed. We're going to go to the next call. Got to go to the next caller, y'all. Let's go to 323-232. You're live on air.
Hey, shalom, Sal. Shalom to the Torah Nights. This is Amayan.
Hey, Amayan.
So,
hey, shalom, Chris. I have a question for Judah Naz. Me and you had a debate scheduled on this platform, and about 2 weeks ago, you backed out of our debate, and you said that I was. Well, first you said you were going to beat me in the first round, and then you called me a tomato whatever it is you called me. Then you said that the reason why you won't debate me because I'm a whack, you said. So I want to understand, what do you mean I'm whack, and why are you running? Because if you say that Christ isn't the Messiah, and I was going to prove you wrong in our debate, I want to know why are you running, and what do you mean I'm whack?
Okay, the word whack, that means a person or a thing that is not up to par. And I didn't even know who you were, and we were kind of sparring on Facebook. And then, I know that you're an Israelite by nationality, but you have the mindset of a Christian. And as we've stated, and this is for Christians out there, we don't mean to offend you, but this is what we've just been experiencing, what you've seen the Shield Squad and all these guys do. They just avoid questions. So this brother here, I asked him a question, and the brother wouldn't answer me, and I'm like, I don't have time for that type of behavior. Like, bruh, either you're going to, deal with the scriptures or you're not, and you chose not to, and I'm not going to be, playing the serpentine twist game with you. And especially Christ, you can't find the word Christ in the Torah and prophets, too. So, again, you're trying to argue a Roman Catholic creation and say that it's in the Torah, and it's not. We've been proving this over and over and over and over and over again, and we know you're not going to answer the questions when I ask you. So I'm not. That's just a waste of time. It costs a lot of money for me to get this phone call and card and call internationally for somebody who's just going to be shuckle-bucking, moon dancing, or moonwalking. I'm sorry, tap dancing, and good footing. Bruh, you, come on, man. I'm not saying I'm anybody, but I'm quite sure Debate Talk for you audience knows that, we have a tier. There's a top tier, and then there's the lower rung. And, I've been seeing you, you've been getting wasted by people, and I'm like, well, how do you get in the ring? Let me say this, too. I don't pat myself on the back, but for Torah Nights, and I think a lot of people would agree, other brothers have, like Josh is a musician or whatever, and we haven't heard anybody in the Israelite community make music like that. But let me get to this thing, and this is what I mean. Debate Talk for you, as I told Sal a few years ago, I was like, in a way, it's kind of like battle rap. You got tiers, and you can't have PGs coming in battling the tiers, the top tier dudes. So, for a good analogy, Chris is like Howell the Don. He doesn't have to get super duper technical with you. You're going to understand what he's saying to you clear and concisely, and he's like that. Whereas I'm more like Loaded Lux. My performance is not going to be as well as Chris's. You might have to go back and recheck about what I said, and then you're going to find out that what I was saying was actually true. But you like to just argue, like arguendo, and I'm not into arguendo. That's why. And I knew you were going to play games. And if this debate was based on a point thing, it would be 100-0. You would have no points. That's what I mean by tomato can. Just on my brother though.
Okay, brother. First of all, let's be clear. First of all, you're lying. First of all, you're breaking Torah. First of all, It said, "Thou shalt not bear false witness." You ain't asked me no question that I didn't answer. That's a lie. Let's be clear, okay? That didn't even happen. That's my first point. My second point is this: you said that Chris was the best debater over there. Now I beat Chris Harris in our dialogue on Psalms 110. You can go look in the comment section. I clearly beat him in our dialogue in Psalms 110. You said he's the best debater over there. You saying that I'm some low-tier person. If I'm so low-tier person, then why is your best person debating me then? That means you're below him. Yet I'm debating someone that's above you in your own group because you said he the best. If I'm debating the best person in your group, and then you're beneath him. That meaning you are the low-tier dude. I'm above you, actually, because I'm debating the best person in your group. So actuality, what's happening here is that you're trying to make excuses why you're running because you know I was going to smash you. And listen, stop talking, man. Stop talking. You're going to beat me. Prove it. Prove you can beat me. Stop saying you're going to beat me and do it, okay? Because you know, I'm telling you, there is nobody in your group that can beat me. Let's be clear. None of you can beat me.
Can I get it? Stop
talking. Stop talking and prove it. Get in the ring and stop talking.
Okay.
Hold on. Hey, Tal, can I say something real quick, Trey Tal?
Let me say something real quick. It's Trey Tal. Now, are you going to ask a question, or are you going to come in here and beg for Judah's time with you? It's getting kind of strange. Can we get a question?
Yeah, I didn't hear.
Brother, are you slow? I already asked my question already.
You can email him. You can
send him a love letter. I already asked the question already. You slow or something?
You can send him a love letter.
Hey,
ask the question in your own time.
Calm down for a minute. Let's know what we're saying.
What?
Let's slow down for a minute. Now, Amayan, here's the thing. If you want to debate Judah, if you beat me in a debate, okay. You can contact Sal, and you can talk to him about setting up a schedule with Judah. But we would like a question.
Okay, Chris, let me say this to you, Chris. Judah already agreed to debate me, okay? He gave his word already. He ain't backed out of his word.
You too.
He backed out of his own word he gave.
You too.
He ain't got no honor at all because he said he's going to do it.
Amayan, why did I back out of the debate with you? What did I
Chris,
tell you?
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Judah Naz, who gave his word, and now he backed out of his word, showing you he ain't about no Torah. He's fraud.
Okay. Sal, next question, bro. Sorry, Amayan. I love you, though. That's my boy, man. That's my boy, Amayan, man.
James is the guy who gets knocked out in the first 3 seconds of the boxing match. And like I always say, he gets knocked out into the cheap seat. Everybody leaves the venue. He wakes up 3 hours later and he says, hey, next time I'm going to be even worse.
Wow, man.
Yeah. He's the Larry Holmes of debate talk for you. So, come on, man.
Do you want to say one more?
Hey, he beat me in a dialogue. Next question?
I was saying, hold on, Chris. I was saying before the lion was roaring. That guy, and he is not telling the truth. I didn't even know that was Amayan. His name is James. Because he came on my Facebook and he said, I disagree with your post. So then I asked him a question according to the Torah, and as usual, the serpent slid. He had the baby oil on, the Vaseline, the car grease, and he slid into a crevice and he never came out. And I'm like, I'm not debating a guy who does not answer questions. So, he can say what he wants. I'm sure nobody wants to see me wash this guy up because I would just let him just have all the talk he wants until we get to the question and the answer portion. And then I'm going to wash him up real bad that he's not going to be able to answer. So that's just a waste of time, and it's a waste of money. He's not top tier. He's just not. I'm sorry.
All right, let's go to the next. Let's go to 4 809.
Hello. You're breaking up.
Yeah.
Hello.
Somebody mute. Everybody mute.
Everybody mute.
I don't know how to mute.
You can hear me?
I can hear you. You're good. You can hear
we
me.
hear you. How do you mute?
All right. Now I was just gonna ask Judah about the temple, man. I was just gonna ask about the head area. I think it's the last stage. I was just gonna see if he could expound on that real quick.
Okay. The temple man is the inward man. It's who you guys let's use his real name. It's when Yahushua said in what you guys call the New Testament, he spoke of the eye is the lamp of the body. I think it's Matthew 6:22. The eye is the lamp of the body. So if your eye is healthy, your whole body is full of light. And he wasn't talking about the physical body, nor was he talking about the physical eye. We have a thing called a Yashawan, which means the apple of the eye, or the inward man. And he understood that this is the temple, it's the soul, right? So when King Solomon made the actual building, the Most High didn't dwell in that building. This is a representation of the soul. So all the articles of the temple are all aspects of the inward man, of the soul, such as like the Ark of the Covenant is the mind. You got the cherubs, they are the raised mind. The staves, raised mind. It's also the angel's court. You got the incense altar, which is the heart. You got the tables, which are your preparation to serve. You got your lamps, which are which signify the seven priesthoods of the angels and and light to the nations and such and so forth. You got the bronze altar, which is like the first degrees, putting your soul, learning. That you're putting away the old self and being born again. So that's essentially what the temple man is. Ezekiel 43 verse 10. That's why it says if you understand its design and you became ashamed of all your iniquities, like things like that, you begin to understand that it's talking about the soul. So that's just a short version of what the temple is, and it's a real thing. And we've been beating pretty much everybody.
Yeah, I got a real deep interest in understanding that temple. I ain't come on here, to troll and nothing like that. I'm trying to get some knowledge in, you feel me? I'm just a young brother out here in Atlanta trying to get some knowledge, man. Like, I appreciate everything y'all out here doing for the community and everything. I appreciate that.
Hey, brother, that really, we really appreciate that. We try to, get love from the people, man, because we don't get support from other Israelites, whatever, so... And listen, man, if you're really sincere, man, hit me up, Judah Nazareth, excuse me, on Facebook. If you're really sincere, bro, we got brothers who will guide you along the way, and and we're brothers here, and the sisters. We need more sisters to come in,
Right.
Yeah, but we greatly appreciate it.
Right. I just literally added you on Facebook like a couple of days ago. I'ma definitely hit you up, man. Like I said, I'm just trying to get me and my family into this knowledge, man. Like I said, I appreciate what y'all doing for the community. You too, Sal. I feel like, y'all really putting in work, man. It's a blessing for real.
Yes. Oh, thank you, bro.
Hey, yo.
Somebody else wants to say? Hey. Somebody else want to say this?
Yeah.
Hey, yo.
This is wild.
Anybody else want to say?
Yeah. Y'all hear me?
Yeah, I hear you there.
Yeah, man. First of all praise to you. All praise to Howard at all times. Hey, to the brother who called in from Atlanta. Hey, praise to Howard, man. That's a beautiful thing. Hit bro up. We all here for you. All the Torah nights, we here for you. We here for everybody who's sincere trying to get this shit, trying to follow your Howard and try to, keep Torah. So make sure you hit us up, and man, praise Howard. That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful.
Yes.
Family, so far 859. Hear me.
Hey, hello.
Hello.
Hello. You heard?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, shalom, brother. Shalom. How y'all doing tonight?
Shalom, brother. We're doing good. Well, it's the morning, but
I got a question for y'all real quick. Just a simple question because I've been studying on some things and just wanted to get y'all outtake on the different things. So y'all believe that no man or anybody could die for the sins of the nation, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and that's according to Leviticus. I can't think of the scripture right now. I don't have my sword in front of me. Okay. Do y'all believe that God is governed? When I say governed, do you believe he's governed to the laws that he gave to his people?
Anybody want to take that?
I say, do you believe that the Most High is governed to the laws that he gave his people? Like, in other words, do you believe that? Go ahead, I'm listening.
Could you further elaborate on that? What do you mean? Are you saying is the Most High subject to himself?
Yeah, basically, is he subject to the laws that he gave to the nation? And reason, okay, all right. Reason being why I asked that, if we get because I don't have my sword in front of me. If we get Numbers 25, and we can start at verse 6, you'll see why I'm asking what I'm asking.
Okay.
Yeah, let me get that for y'all. I knew I want him to go there. That's cool. That's what's up.
No, it's not nothing shooting jabs at you. It's just I'm just.
I know.
I'm craving knowledge. So
okay,
start at verse
6
and we can read down. 25 and 6.
Okay. 25 and 6, it says, and indeed, one of the children of Israel came and presented to his brethren a Midianite woman in the sight of Moses. Now, this story you have to read very slowly to get a grasp on what happened, because I'm going to do a lesson on human sacrifice, and it is not in the Torah. Now let's get this from verse 1. It says, now Israel remained in the acacia grove, and the people began to commit harlotry with the women of Moab. They invited the people to the sacrifices of their gods, and the people ate and bowed down to their gods. So now we got very first commandment being broken. So Israel was joined to Baal of Peor, and the anger of the Lord was against Israel. Let's continue. Then the Lord said to Moses, take the leaders of the people and hang the offenders before the Lord out in the sun, that the fierce anger of the Lord may turn away from Israel. All right? It doesn't say this was a sacrifice. Let's continue. So Moses said to the judges of Israel, every one of you kill his men who were joined to Baal of Peor. We read the law. We could read it. It tells you worship another god, you're dead. You die. Bottom line. End game. Would you agree with that, brother?
I agree.
Okay, cool. I think that's in Deuteronomy, the 13th chapter. Somebody can get that and hold it for me. Now, it says, so in verse 6, and indeed, one of the children of Israel came and presented to his brethren a Midianite woman in the sight of Moses and in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel, who were weeping at the door of the tabernacle of meeting. This is how I know these people black. Because he said, I'm going to bring one in the camp anyway. This what I'm going to do. Nah, and we're going to do whatever we want to do. This is what's going on. Let's continue to read. It says, now, when Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aharon, the priest, saw it, he rose from among the congregation and took the javelin in his hand, and he went after the man of Israel into the tent and thrust both of them through. He killed both of them, because according to the law, you kill both of them, right? Now watch this. Right. It says he thrust both of them through, the man of Israel and the woman through her body. So the plague was stopped among the children of Israel. What was the plague, Torah Knights? Idolatry. You got to cut idolatry out of the camp. That's what this was about. Let's continue. Okay? And those who died in the plague were 24,000. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aharon the priest, has turned back my wrath from the children of Israel, because he was zealous with my zeal among them, and so that I did not consume the children of Israel in my zeal. Therefore say, behold, I give to him my covenant of peace, and it shall be to him and his descendants after him a covenant of an everlasting priesthood, because he was zealous for his God and made atonement for the children of Israel. Now that word that's used there in the Hebrew is actually kas, which means to cleanse. He got the evil, the plague, which was idolatry, up out of the from around the children of Israel. That's all this was about.
Okay.
Can I
I just wanted to get your opinion on it.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Let me add on also for Joshua 7, when the guy Achan, son of Carmi, took that Babylonian garment. It was him, and there were other Israelites who knew that he had did it, but they didn't come forth. So when Joshua got him, he said, in verse 25, he was like, how greatly have you caused us trouble, and Yahweh will cause you trouble this day. Then all of Israel pelted him with stones and burned them with fire and stoned them with stones. They piled a great heap of stones over him, which is there unto this day, and Yahweh relented from his flaring wrath. So, so they had you have to get rid, Plus, too, also, when you read the Torah, too, you'll notice that, like, when there's certain new events, like when it came into the land, and some transgression occurred, the people had to, like, get that out early. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why, that's what that is. But you wouldn't call, if you were to call that a sacrifice, as the way, I don't know if you're trying to imply in a Christian way, because that's actually not the case. Because actually, let me say this too. If you read in the book of Hosea chapter 6, Israel is that sacrifice. It's also in the book of Isaiah. It says that I placed you in the crucible of affliction, which is, your crucible is a furnace. You know what I'm saying? And what do they do on furnaces? They burn sacrifices. So, but just like a man dying for the national sin, that's not Torah.
I got a question for the brother.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I'm not. I'm far from a Christian perspective. I was just trying to gain you guys' grasp and understanding, because what I read, and when I read it, it shows me that I'm not saying a sacrifice, but a man dying making an atonement for the sins or the sin of the nation. You get what I'm saying?
Let me ask you.
Yeah, I know
where
you're coming from.
Has Israel been saved in the past without a blood sacrifice? Has Yahweh, the Creator, saved the nations of Israel in the past without a blood sacrifice?
Bro, you're breaking up real bad, bro. I can't understand what you're saying.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly now.
Okay. In the past, has Israel ever been saved by the Creator Yahweh without a blood sacrifice?
Have they ever been? Yeah, of course.
Okay, I just want to get that through, because I have many examples.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Through prayer, just through prayer.
Let me answer that using the Torah. Let me answer his question using the Torah, so he can get a grasp on this story right here. This is in Deuteronomy chapter 13, verse 6, and I'm going to read on down to maybe about 13, so we can get the other callers in, beloved. It says, if your brother, the son of your mother, your son or your daughter, the wife of your bosom, or your friend who is of your own soul, secretly entices you, saying, let us go serve other gods which you have not known, neither you nor your fathers of the gods of, neither you nor your fathers of the gods of the other people which are all around you, near to you or far off from you, from one end of the earth to the other end of the earth, you shall not consent to him or listen to him, nor shall your eye pity him, nor shall you spare him or conceal him. That means you got to let him know what happened. Somebody's teaching us to serve other gods. Let's continue. But you shall surely kill him. Your hand shall be first against him to put him to death, and afterward the hand of all the people. And you shall stone him with stones until he dies, because he sought to entice you away from the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage. Yeah, man, here go this Midianite woman. She worshiped Molech. I'm going to bring her back in here anyway and do whatever I want. And he got dealt with, and that woman. That's the law.
Okay. Y'all brothers' time, man. Y'all keep doing your thing, and shalom to y'all brothers, man.
Shalom.
Hey, shalom, brother.
Shalom, Bach.
I was kind of wondering what are the enemies of Israel going to call in? We know they listen. And come on, y'all dial up. Y'all know. Come on, they're avoiding Torah nights like the plague. Come on, call in, brother.
Is Sal still there? Uh-oh.
Are we online?
All right.
Torah nights, you guys still there?
Yeah, we here. We
Sal,
here. We
you still
here.
there, Sal?
we here.
Yeah, I'm here as far as I can tell.
Wait.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Did Torah nights just take over debate talk for you?
Uh-oh.
No.
We just did it? Damn.
No, I'm joking, Sal.
No, he's joking. You remember what happened?
Yeah, this happened with G-Man. G-Man's show. He was coming against the Most High, and he wound up getting knocked out of his own live stream, and it became Torah night. So I was just joking. This tends to happen. So.
Yeah, we good, Sal. We good. We just joking, man.
But yeah, since we don't know where Brother Sal is, so Shield Squad, you demons, where you guys at? I know y'all sit over there rubbing your hands like Birdman. Why don't y'all call in with some questions? Brother Josh, where's ABT? Where y'all brothers at, yo? Why y'all ducking? Come on, man. This is
Sal
Torah night is around here.
Sal said he's having some technical issues, so he's trying to fix them now.
Hey, yo.
So.
Okay, well, go ahead, Chris, or whoever, go ahead and speak to the people while he's
Yeah.
All right, y'all want let's go into this human sacrifice thing. Y'all want to deal with that so we can get the people's minds right? Y'all want to deal with the human sacrifices?
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and start that thing off. Who wants to go first?
Go ahead, bro. Lead it off.
Well, let's see. We got was it 1 Samuel? Let's see.
No, let's go to the law. Let's go to the first 5. Let's go to the law first.
Okay.
And I'm gonna start off at Leviticus 17 and 11. Oh, here goes Sal. Hold on real quick.
All right.
Okay, he said keep talking. So Leviticus 17 and 11, starting at verse 10, and it says, "Whatever man of the house of Israel or the strangers who dwell among you who eats any blood, I will set my face against that person, and will cut him off from among his people. For the life of the flesh is in the blood, and I have given it to you upon the altar to make atonement for your souls. For it is in the blood that makes atonement for Israel." Now we need to find out what is accepted as a offering to the Most High. So y'all want to go? Y'all want to go, or y'all want me to go?
I want to ask bring it to the. You said something. There was a instrument for sacrifices.
Okay, hold on.
You did Leviticus. Was it Leviticus 17? What was that?
17:10 through 11 through I think 13 it was. Yeah.
All right. What is it? I'm sorry. Hey, can you read verse 11 again?
Verse 11. Let me go back there.
I got it. I got it in the stone.
Okay.
All right. For the soul of the flesh is in the blood, and I have assigned it for you upon the altar to provide atonement for your soul.
All right, just let you know I'm back. Technical difficulties.
Okay.
Technical difficulties. Okay, keep going though. Keep going.
Oh, sorry, sir. Okay.
Okay.
Brother Josh,
Hey, Sal. Mikael said, "Can you unmute his mic?"
Oh yeah, Mikael. Do I have?
Yeah, Mikael's on the line.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Mikael. He's an associate of Hebrews in the Hood. He's
What's his first 3
pillar,
numbers?
so.
What's his first 3 numbers? Mikael.
And Mikael, if you out there, what's your first 3 numbers? Send me the text now.
Yeah. You can say it if you're on the air. Just say it. If you're on the air, are you on the air? Mikael? All right, well, okay. All right, well, shoot me the number in the back chat, Chris. So shoot me the number in the back chat. I'll take care of that. But go ahead, John.
I'm doing it right now. Okay.
All right. Hey, I wanted to ask Brother Josh from that Leviticus 17, verse 11. It said that
773, Sal.
All right, I got it.
Okay.
That Leviticus 17, verse 11, Brother Joshua, it said, I have ascended upon the what?
Upon the altar to provide atonement for your souls.
The cross?
The altar.
A stake.
The altar.
Oh, okay. All right. I just wanted to, okay, I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, on the altar to provide atonement for your souls, for it is the blood that atones for the soul.
For anybody out there who, there's anyone who may not understand, again, remember, the temple has 3 degrees. The first degree is the altar of sacrifice. And if you notice that the high priest always pours the blood out around the base or the canal of the bronze, or the altar of sacrifice. When you look this word up, it means to establish or to prepare oneself. You know what I'm saying? So for you to elevate up to the 2nd and 3rd degree. You know what I'm saying? This is what actually the Torah teacher, or what you would call Jesus, was teaching when he was like, the kingdom of God is within you and things of that nature. So the altar itself, copper, nakash, it has a meaning of magic and enchantment, things like that. But it also means to learn by experience, to observe. It also means a person who's profane or a low degree or of common understanding. And you want to, if you go to number 7 verse 10, number 7 verse 11, number 7 verse 84, number 7 verse 88, 2 Chronicles 7 verse 9, and Psalm 30 verse 1, there's this thing called the dedication to the altar. But this word dedication is not necessarily always dedication. It's also initiation. And the word is kanaka. You get the word from Enoch. So you are going through this 3-step process. You hear of Noah and his the 3 levels to his ark. You'll hear of Jonah in the well for 3 days. You'll hear of Moses saying we need to go on a 3-day journey so we can serve the Most High. You'll hear of the 3 staircases of Solomon's temple. You'll hear of the 3 annual appearances for the Most High. It's always in these 3s because it's actually speaking of these 3 degrees of this temple of what's being taught. So, I don't want to be long-winded, but just for anybody out there who wanted to know why the altar and blood and, and so on.
And let me add to that, Brother Judah. And also, the copper is like Brother Judah said, it's considered like a 1st degree, and it's where and you got to remember your soul is like the lamb, like the pure soul. So to first begin that journey, you got to first be sincere. You got to first find that innocent part of yourself where you can be honest to Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? So that first altar, meaning it's the lowest level, but it begins your journey to elevate. You know what I'm saying? So then you can give up those filthy parts of yourself, you know what I'm saying, and those things not desired from Yahweh, you know what I mean? Just to add to what Judah was saying.
Come on.
And also, you cannot have a sacrifice for intentional sin. There is no sacrifice for intentional sin. You must first repent. King Manasseh, he did that when he came out of captivity. He repented first. Then, because of his guilt that he had, he offered burnt sacrifices.
All right, so y'all ready for the next caller? Let me know.
Yes,
yes
sir.
All right, just for the record, y'all, 60 minutes is up. I got to ask you, just for the record, do you want to go on, take some more callers, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, what y'all want to do?
Whatever, buddy. Knights, what do you guys want to do?
I'm still here.
Yeah, okay, well, let's work.
All right, cool. Let's go to the next caller then. Let's go. Let's go to, what was that, 773-640. You're live in there.
Shalom. Debate talk for you. Shalom, Torah Night. Shalom, sir.
Shalom, brother.
Peace, Mikael. What's going on?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much. I got to first and foremost give all honor and glory to Elohim, Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, in the name of his son, Jesus Christ, our Mashiach. I got to say, I had to call in, and y'all brothers been kicking a good show. Y'all even brought out more of the Torah Nights who we rarely hear, you know what I'm saying, on the show like that. I know y'all pretty deep. Y'all like a little spiritual Wu-Tang clan running around here. And, you know, and y'all kept up on y'all end of the valve, if y'all know what I'm talking about. You know, y'all just out here breaking down y'all concept, y'all understanding of the Torah, and, you know, it ain't been no Jesus bashing or nothing like that. And so I can't be on too long. Like I told you before, I actually got an engagement. I'm going to go over the Israelite vibes. Zariak invited me over there. He said, you know what I'm saying, got a little surprise for me, so I'm going to check it out. So I'm going to say this point, right? I'm going to go ahead and address the 400-pound lion in the room. You know, they ear hustling. And, you know, I was hoping I was going to hear the anti-Israelite apologetic group call in, because that's what they are. They're anti-Israelite group. You know, they're not anti-false doctrine. Yeah, they're not anti-false doctrine or nothing like that. So I just wanted to say, you know, it was something I noticed. Like, you know, I just want for all the audience listening to these brothers on here, right? We got our differences. We don't see the scriptures the exact way. And when the day comes, we can sit down and deal with that. You know, like I see the Mashiach different than they see the Mashiach, but in some aspects we see him the same. I see him as a high priest. They see him as a high priest under the order of Melchizedek. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool. That's what we agree. That's what we agree 100%. You know what I'm saying? I also see him as the Savior and Messiah, so that's where we defer. But I'm going to tell you, this is where I want to say nationalism can be expressed without being racist. And that's what people need to understand. You don't have to be anti-anybody else to be pro-us, you know. And this is what I seen happen about 4 or 5 years ago when I was with the Hebrew War Machine, and we had to go against comedic science. And when we did that, see, I like to cut across the BS and just really get at somebody's agenda and chop it down. So it makes them kind of hard to stand before me when they see me, because I can see straight through them. And when we was battling them comedic cats, man, I did the research and found out, you know, it wasn't no coincidence that during the early 70s and mid-70s, when the Black Power thing was rising up, and Hebrew Israelites, who have always been around throughout the movement since the 1800s, start being more vocal, you all of a sudden get this comedic, black comedic, you know what I'm saying, science pop up on the scene. And that's how they do it. That's how they do it. That was by design, to take people away from waking up from who they are. Because even with our doctrinal differences, what they fear the most is us stop being niggas, you know, and be somebody of relevance on a global scale. And that is the most famous and the most holy people that ever existed on the face of this earth. Even in our filth, we were the most holy people on the face of this earth at one time, right? And we fell off, and we still falling off, but we getting back. And that's what they don't like, and they know I see through it. You see what I'm saying? And now the same thing happened just now. I'm finna don't call me no prophet, but I want y'all to watch what's going to happen. You see what I'm saying? Now, just like those comedics popped up in the 70s, y'all, I want y'all to hear this. It's not a coincidence that if you look around right now, the Hebrew so-called roots movement is growing at a pace that's unstoppable. It's like a snowball going down an avalanche. So it's just getting bigger and bigger, and it's just picking up speed, right? So what this shield squad is just a reflection of is the fear of white slave master Christianity. And this is coming from somebody who ain't a racist. I'm a realist. Like, I'm with y'all on that. If a stranger want to join on to and cleave to Israel and follow the God of Israel, he's more than welcome. You see what I'm saying? But this is the thing about these cats. this apologetic group. Look, just like Hebrew War Machine came together and we all didn't believe the same thing. Some was quote-unquote non-Messianic, some was Messianic, and, you know, those just words because that's really a misnomer. But we all came together to smash that. This is exactly why I said I could come show some support to my Torah Night brothers, even though we have differences. And that's because they bringing us together. You know what I'm saying? Whether they know it, they doing more harm to their little cause than good. They stated out their mouth that the biggest problem they get is the identity crisis of the quote-unquote African-American. Therefore, the African-Americans are leaving the Sunday churches. They leaving the Sunday churches, and they say, oh, man, we Israelites. We the Israelites. So that's their problem. It ain't the doctrine. It's never been about the doctrine. It's that they don't want Negroes waking up. And see, especially for us, because we're not saying that you can't be natural Israelites and you can't cleave on us. We said you can come. Well, you know what they say in their mind? You a white man. What you doing going over there to them niggas to learn about salvation? I'm telling y'all, see, I'm going to keep it 100. This is what we dealing with. They don't want us taking our rightful place back as the teachers of the universe, representing God. But it's happening. So what they do, they find disgruntled Israelites that come from, you know, might have had a hangnail or, you know, got their license took, and they just couldn't take it no more. And they said, oh, I ain't no Israelite no more. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm going to tell y'all, whether y'all like it or not, y'all officially a camp. Because I heard that disgruntled caller call in earlier. Whenever y'all get disgruntled people, y'all damn near officially a camp. I just hope we don't tune in that week, and he's sitting up on that little panel with Shield Squad talking about, yo, you know, the Torah Nights, man, they did me wrong. So I'm just going to keep it 100. I came on here to support you brothers, man, because y'all be banging. Like I say, I don't agree. Y'all know I love Jesus Christ. Right? He says, man, by Yahshua, HaMashiach, Yahushua, whatever, I love him. And, you know, we had our differences about that, and y'all still going to view them the same, the way that y'all do. But at least we was able to talk about that and see what's the common enemy. And the common enemy is they trying to keep the valley of the dry bones dry. But it's really in vain. It's in vain. They can't stop it. If y'all listening, y'all can't stop it. I don't care how many ways y'all try to twist that. Just like, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to cut off, and I'm going to go over here. But remember last time, a few weeks ago, Sal remember, y'all remember, I did it twice. I did it a few weeks ago, then I did it again. I think that was last week. I brought up the fact that I asked them, if you compare the slave master's version of Christianity, which is basically the foundation of universal Christianity, basically, that you get today. That's where it came from. You can't deny that historically. It came from the slave master. I asked them, what would be better for black people, since vocab and them say they care about us so much. You know what I'm saying? They care about black people so much, and they just want us to get salvation and all that. It's not a racial thing. So I asked them, what version would be better? That Christianity that came from the slave master, that y'all still pushing because it's identical. Y'all just ain't saying hang niggas from trees. Or the version of Messiah following that you see from the so-called, using their FBI term, black Hebrew Israelites. What did that man say live on your show, Sal? He said, I refuse to answer that. He literally said, I refuse to answer it. So I'm going to depart. Y'all can talk about this, but I'm going to depart with this. I got one more for them. See, I hit them where it cut. That's why they don't want to see me. So I got one more for y'all. When you read the New Testament that they hold so dear because they claim to be super Christian, I can find over 20, 30 times where it talks about you will not make it to the kingdom for idolatry. Idolatry, right? Now, when you go to Ezekiel chapter 20, y'all know it, up in there around verse 30, 31, 32, it lets you know Israel got in trouble for idolatry. Then when you go to Ezekiel chapter 6, I'm going to try to write this down so y'all can address them when I get off. When you go to Ezekiel chapter 6, verse 9, it gets so detailed that he said
when we go into captivity into these other people's lands, do not deal with the idol worship, right? So when you go all the way to the end of the book, Revelation chapter 9, verse 18 through 20, it say a third of people going to be killed. And what's one of the things they're going to get them killed? It's going to be idolatry. And then you keep going, 1 Corinthians chapter 10, when you read that to like verse 8, it talks about idolatry is going to get people cut off, and it even goes as far as to say, let you know that in the wilderness, we traveled under the cloud, and it say we traveled with Christ. So if they love Christ so much, it say we ate that spiritual meat and drunk that spiritual drink. Guess what? Scoop down a few verses, and it talk about them that do the idolatry practices by eating and drinking. So let me ask y'all, what is these holidays that's coming up? What are they going to do? They're going
to celebrate them holidays.
Okay, and they're going to be eating and drinking, right?
That's right.
Okay. Well, what?
Yeah, so I see where you're going with this, but
and let me say
there's a lot of holidays.
Let me just say this part. So why is it that if you go look on any Shield member's Facebook page during the day of Halloween, I did it and I called them out. I said, if anybody's friends with a Shield agent, go look on their Facebook page. Do you know not one of them said a peep on Halloween? Y'all know why? Ain't that funny? But if you about Christ and you try not to get people cut off, why y'all didn't say nothing on Halloween? But y'all could talk about Israelites. I'm finna tell y'all how deep this goes. They are trying to get us cut off, not only physically but spiritually. They trying to get us cut off, man. They did not say one thing on Halloween, just like they ain't gonna say nothing on Christmas. They're not going to say nothing on Christmas. Their page going to be blank. You know why? Because if they get on there talking about Halloween is pagan, one of their family members going to get on there and be like, boy, stop playing. You know you come to this Halloween party tonight. Matter of fact, we got these clothes for your kids over here. They can dress up like a bunny rabbit. I'm trying to tell y'all right now, this is straight wickedness, man. It ain't about it. I'm telling you, they is literally on the side of the devil. And that's really all I had to say, so y'all can speak on it.
Can I go first? I just want to tell this guy that I appreciate that he's not angry that I'm part of the group. That's actually something that I was expecting, but I was pleasantly surprised in that regard, so thank you.
Yeah. Go ahead, Nugget.
Yeah, that's it. I just really wanted to say thank you and nothing else.
Yeah, that's no secret. That's no secret about Christmas and Halloween. They celebrate openly. They have YouTube videos where he's singing in the church in the choir on Christmas with Christmas tree up behind him and stuff. So that's no secret. The Chill Squad celebrate the holidays. They're not hiding that. I've seen the videos.
Oh,
so,
I believe it. I wanted to say, me, Chris, and Mikael were speaking, and I was talking about the other brothers too. There was like the Hebrew war machine. And that was a good movement. I just felt that, like, you know, it was like it was somewhat cliquey, kind of, you know, and they didn't want to involve other Israelites who were not associated with their group. And so we want to do the same thing to. I mean, at this point, Shield Squad's like pretty much like finished. Like they get beat up by everybody. So they're like punching bags at this juncture. But you know, if you know, we wanted other brothers who are not necessarily so prominently known or connected to the Israelite cliques, you know, or whatever, the cliquey guys, to join up with Torah Nights, you know, and Mikael, he reaches out, and, you know, he's come on Torah Nights radio, and we got mad respect for him, and, you know, we support his movement and all that, and he's definitely a pillar in the Israelite community, and we were kind of hoping, we had spoken to Sal before, you know, we were trying to get quote unquote, this is gonna sound horrible, an all-star cast, you know, we're not stars, but you know, a pillar, I should say, cast of Israelites to combat this beast system Christians, because that's all this is, nothing but it's the dragon, you know, chasing after, you know, the son, that's the child, you know, that's all that is.
I agree.
So
I agree. Hey, Judah, let me say this before I depart. I'll be willing to, we'll be willing to do that. We've talked about that. I'll be willing to do that. And before I leave, I want y'all to pass this on, and I want y'all to hold on to this, right? I want y'all to hold on to this, and I want y'all to ask this question because they're going to dodge me. You know what I'm saying? But I want to see if they dodge y'all, too. Being that we just pointed out the fact that they definitely in cahoots, right, under the paganism and getting Israel cut off act, right? Like this thing is deeper than just, like I'm telling y'all right now, in the near future, a rapper is going to come out. Watch what I tell you. They're going to recruit a rapper because they're really upset in Hollywood with Kendrick Lamar, Marvin Stoudemire, all these cats coming out saying they're Israelites, right? So they're going to plant a Negro rapper to be anti-Israelite. Watch what I tell you. And so I want y'all to ask them, watch. I'm telling you, I can see it, bro. Now watch. I want y'all to ask them, says the New Testament continuously say that many will come in the name of Christ and deceive many. First of all, who is that talking about? Because they coming in the name of Christ, so they saying they Christians. And they saying they going to deceive many. That's in the book. So I want to know, can they name me just three, modern-day holidays that would get you cut off from the kingdom? I guarantee you they won't name.
Hey, you know, he's brother, you don't said it all. I mean, we're just waiting on, brothers to, we want to, Sal, bro, if we can gather up, we should have a panel, of,
real quick.
Yeah, we're gonna work on that. Yeah, we're gonna work on that. But we'll work on that in the near future. Okay. Okay, Chris.
Okay.
I would like to add that Mikael was one of the brothers that kind of, oh boy, it's hard for me to say, kind of G-checked me real hard for some, when I would call and when people wouldn't answer my questions and I would get over emotional and he would get real upset. He would say, man, Chris, if you got a point, you can make it, but nobody going to listen to your point because you're yelling and you're getting over emotional. And he was one of the guys that really, kind of like jumped on me about that. Davon Mays, Bible Thumper, Dre Gates, many guys, they were saying you're just too intelligent to do that. But when Mikael reached out and he said your information is null and void to the audience once you start yelling. So I just really want to give him a shout out and say thank you. And, it's a lot of hard work to be done. But the one thing I notice about these apologetic groups, which I don't mind, but when I look at that certain particular team, you have a Calvinist, a dispensationalist, a Baptist Christian. You have all these different beliefs. They're not even unified in their belief, but yet they come after Israelites who all practice one thing, and that's a culture, and that's very important. And Mikael said they don't want niggas to be niggas no more because they're attacking us. The society is now attacking us through our music. Our hip-hop music is just gone. It's been destroyed. They're trying to make us think wearing a purse or wearing a dress and carrying an M16 is cute. That's not cool. When I read the stories of David or I read the stories of Solomon, and I read these stories, you see masculinity. You're seeing that a man is a warrior. He's a king. You see the stories of David when the Hittite said he killed Saul. He said, grab that Hittite and kill him. You don't put your hands on the Most High's anointed. So when I see these apologetic groups, sometimes I take on that mentality and be all like, I'm sick of y'all because we're trying to return to our culture. And something Mikael said, if y'all can find something better, show me, and I'll listen to y'all. But your attacks are null and void because you can never answer a question. 1 Peter 3:15 tells you all, answer the question, and you never do. And that's when I begin to see the shenanigans from these from this apologetic group, and you can see what trouble it got them in even on this platform. And shout out to Divine Prospect for really putting his foot up their tail. I've been loving that lately.
Yes. I agree.
Shout out.
They've been taking L's for quite some time now, so that's what I'm saying. When they first kind of formed together, I don't want to make this show about them, but this is we've been dealing with this for like months now, them trolling and Israelites and things, and it's imperative that Israelites set aside their egos and things, and at least those willing to stand up for the nation, we got to get together and I mean, at this point, though, that entity is like the guy who got hit in the liver and he's holding on to the ropes. He's ready to go down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, now they're resorting to slander and doing this and doing that, and that's just showing you that the Most High is not dealing with them at all in the least bit. So I think that Divine Prospect pretty much was nailing the coffin. He nailed the coffin shut because it was a group against one guy, right? And I don't really talk to Divine Prospect all like that. But, I give credit to where it's due. He pretty much nailed that coffin shut. They're trying to put a finger out, but all we got to do is somebody needs to just jump on top of that casket and just smash that finger and get them out of here because they don't want to, they had this big group and they got together and they made it seem like they were this superhero Christian group coming out to do this and do that and they were trolling certain camps that don't debate and don't stand up for the nation and they thought, all Israelites are like this. But then they begin to realize that, no, that's not true. You have Israelites out there that are battle ready. Like, we're tailor-made to fight the serpent. And, and they avoid, and it's, so. But let's get some questions. Shout out to Brother Mikael, to Hebrews in the Hood. Subscribe to that, brother, and check him out. D read the Blue Collar Scholar. Lex Vortex when he's not talking crazy. And the other people, that support Torah Nights and that reach out and all that and are doing great for the community. So, and Sons of Jacob, their new Torah Night groups, check them out. They're young brothers, 18, 20 years old. They're on fire. Check them out. And come build with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not here to fight. That attitude you saw as Judah Nazareth when I first came on Debate Talk for You and I first got on YouTube, I had to get into that mode to establish Torah Israelites as a force to be reckoned with. Now that it is, it's out there. Now it's like, okay, we don't have to be fighting. It's already established. Now let's build on what we agree on, like Mikael said. We can argue about what we disagree on every day, all day long, right? But what about, it's like I always tell people, it's easier to kick over the sandcastle than it is to build it. And it is easier to do wrong than it is to do right. So it's easier to fight and argue than it is to build on what we agree upon and all that. And that's why it's taken so long for this united front to get together to, but I think personally the Most High got rid of these dudes himself. We didn't, maybe because the reluctance of certain Israelites to join up to fight for the nation, the Most High had to he used, certain entities, Torah Knights, Mikael, Divine Prospect, Michael Edwards, because we have Israelites too who, I'm not going to say his name, we have Israelites who don't even deal with other Israelites, but allowed these people to come on and promote their books on his show. But he's quick to block us and separate himself and all this or whatever. And we can't have that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't have that. These guys are empowering these people, and they want us to be degenerates. But look, this Israelite movement's making, man, we have the brothers, Sons of Jacob. These are young 18 to 20-year-old brothers. They're not out committing crimes or, they're not flash. They're studying the Torah. They're bettering themselves. Their parents are proud of them. My wife, a Japanese woman, was like just amazed that, because she was like, I can't believe these young brothers. And we have other brothers who came on our common board and they're like, Torah Knights, you brothers better do them young brothers right, guide them right, because they said that there was a tear in their eye when they saw these young brothers, positive brothers, smiling and they're trying to do the community good. And we need that, and that hurts the enemy. They don't want to see that. They want to see us fragmented and talking crazy and all that, so, but,
All right, let me know when you're ready.
Absolutely.
Let me know when you're ready.
I was going to give a shout-out to that brother Mikael. That's all I wanted to do because I love when brothers keep it 1,000,000%. You know what I'm saying? And everything he said about the fear of the other nations is absolutely true. Absolutely true. And the more we see all these Israelites, so-called, y'all should all continue to grow. We're going to see more and more of the world in a defense mode, total defense mode. So, yeah, peace and blessings to that brother.
Yes.
All right, we only got time for maybe a few more callers. Kind of run out of time right now. It's like 10:27 out here. Let's go to the next person, though. Let's see. Let's go to 636-699. You're live on air.
Hello, can you brothers hear me?
Yep, you're loud and clear.
I just wanted to say hello to you brothers, Shalom. You know, I'm sorry, I've been listening the whole time, but I kind of been working, so I forgot that I was even in the queue. But yeah, Shalom to you brothers out there, you know, on Torah nights on the channel, speaking the truth, giving all the answers to the people that they need. And I really appreciate how this channel and this particular sit down or, you know, this radio show has been more positive than it has, you know, negative, because there's always like people always trying to get on there, you know, get in their word just to try to quote unquote ruin things or quote unquote like add in a little dime piece or whatever. Yeah, shout out to the Torah Nights. This is Isaiah Smith, by the way, speaking from the Sons of Jacob, you know, and not all the brothers online, so I want to sorry. I just wanted to give a shout out to all of the Sons of Jacob out there. You know, Yabaniston, Xavier, and Davion, those brothers. And I wanted to come on. I had a verse. Isaiah chapter 49, verse. Yeah, Isaiah chapter 49, verse 17, coming out the Son Edition Torah. And it says, your children shall hasten to repent, but your spoilers and your destroyers must depart from them. And I just wanted to take that into consideration because of how current events has been going and how like I've been spreading, like not just me, but like how the other Sons of Jacob and the youth has been really taking in this knowledge and really coming back to Yahweh wholeheartedly. And I just want to say shout out to the Torah Nights because, you know, they were our first resource when it comes to like that true knowledge when it comes to the Torah and all the teachings.
Well, thank you.
And you know, Yahweh Kai, praise Yahweh Kai for all the positivity, for all the growth that we've seen in the Israelite community. You know, because at a point we didn't even have like this knowledge. So, you know, all praise to Yahweh Kai for that, and I really appreciate what your brothers are doing to bring the brothers together and answer these questions.
Oh, no doubt, brother. Yahweh Kai, man. Sons of Jacob, Isaiah Smith. You know, everyone check them brothers out, man. They're new, young, positive brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, yeah.
Young Zeke.
Thank you.
Young Zeke.
Yeah.
Peace to all those Sons of Jacob, no doubt. Isaiah, Xavier, Davian, your one is on, you know what I'm saying? I think that's what it is. Yeah, peace to y'all, brothers.
Yes, sir.
Jason. Easier just to say Jason.
Yeah,
shout out to those brothers, man. That's some good stuff.
Yeah, they're like the young brothers from Professor X's School of Gifted Youngsters. They're the right, you know, so yeah, you know, them brothers, you know, hopefully, you know, the young ones are the future. So, you know what I'm saying? Like the young, we got to look out for the young ones too, because you know, I mean, you know, with time, you know, it's deterioration. You know what I'm saying? And we got to make sure the young brothers and sisters are set. You know what I'm saying? To keep it going, because you know we're not going to be in captivity forever. You know what I'm saying? So we got to keep it. You know, we got to keep it intact, and that's just what it is. So You know.
Next question, Sal. We ready?
All right, let's go to the next call. Let's go to 716-833. You're live in air.
Thank you, Sal. This is Sister Doris for taking my call. Is this a hot seat one tonight?
Yep, it's a hot seat. You can ask any question you want.
You guys, y'all ain't been on a hot seat tonight, and y'all talking to a Christian right now.
You about to get smoked.
So I was hearing a lot of stuff about Christians. You talking to one right now. So okay. I mean, I want to understand the human sacrifice. Where do you get that from?
Ain't no human sacrifice. It ain't nowhere in the Torah.
Okay, it's not in the Torah, and it ain't in the New Testament either.
Let's backtrack
a little
bit. Let's backtrack just a little bit. Now, you said the human sacrifice doctrine. Where do you get that from? Now,
I don't
you
get it. There's no such thing. There's no such thing.
Are you a Christian? You're a Christian, right?
Then, right?
Yeah, I'm a Christian.
So you don't believe Christ died for your sins?
No, I believe what the scriptures say. The scriptures say that Christ died for the sins of the world. It didn't say me per se. It said the world. Now, the world is different from, you know what I mean, just one individual person. Would you agree?
Yeah.
But do you think that Christ died for you? Do you think that Christ died for you? Are you excluding yourself from the world?
No, I'm going to say you'll never get me to say anything other than what Scripture says, and it says that He died for the sins of the world.
Well, let me say something real quick, sister. Do you believe everything that Paul wrote?
He didn't really write anything, did he? I mean, he made letters, but you can't change the law. Only thing he could say was ever written in the Old Testament or whatever Christ said. He ain't write nothing. But, you know what I mean?
Okay, so what's your question for us?
Well, my question was about the human sacrifices and also now. So
we don't believe in human sacrifice.
We don't either. The church don't either. Now, the church Christianity is not the same as Catholic. See, Catholic, that's universal. Christianity, that's not universal. So y'all got that wrong.
Okay, but my question, you asked, we didn't say anything about Catholic, or did we say anything about human sacrifice? Excuse me, sister, hold on, real quick. Do you have your Bible in front of you?
No, not really, but I trust you. Go ahead.
Okay, do you subscribe to the New Testament?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm asking you a simple question in regards to your question you asked us.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree with Paul's writings? It's just a yes or no question.
Yes.
Okay. 1 Timothy verse 2, verse 11 says, a woman should learn in quietness and full submission. Do you agree with that?
I only agree with that if you can go into the Old Testament and find a precept for it. Because you know the Torah is the law. You know that, right?
But now, here's what we know that.
No. Precept it in
Hold on,
the Old
Sister
Testament.
Doris. What I noticed what you're doing is hold on, Sal, can you mute her for a second?
Please.
Thank you. All right, now, the question she asked was, where is human sacrifice? And we let her know we don't believe in human sacrifice. Then we asked her, did Jesus die for her sins? And she said, Jesus died for the world. And then she tried to change the connotation of her question by saying that Jesus died for the world, not necessarily for me per se. So we asked her, do you believe that Jesus died for your sins, yes or no? And she still hasn't answered it. This is the reason why Judah Naz or myself sometimes don't like debating individuals like this, because they never answer the question, but yet they seek contention. They're not seeking the Torah, but they want to be very contentious with you. And this is the spirit that we're talking about. Now, if she agrees with what Paul writes, then Sal, I'm going to ask you this. We would like to go to the next question and get a more suitable caller in here that has a real question and not one just trying to call up here and cause an argument, because I really don't have time to be in that spirit right now.
Yes.
And tell her to learn in submission like Paul said.
Yes.
she doesn't really even believe in their Christian doctrine.
All right, that number to call in is 319-527-6239. We have a couple minutes left on the air. I don't see nobody else pressing number 1 at this time. So listen, there's a lot of people on the phone lines though. So press number 1 if you have any questions or comments. Look at that.
I'm sorry, Sal. Sorry about that, brother. Y'all, that reminds me of the same way that we always say, right? Those type of people like that call in like that, they really, 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 really want to be down with the Torah for real. And,
right.
Like for real. Like, even to the point where they'll on the slide deny everything that they say that they are going with. It's like the little child that's so mad at Yahweh that they just want Yahweh to just flex on them. But on a real sick note though, it's a bit of masochism. You know what I'm saying? Like, to want to get yourself into a situation where you just get punished, it's just unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to add that to all the listeners out there. Y'all just don't be masochists. You know what I'm saying? It's just not worth it.
Yeah.
All right, family.
Let me add into that. Oh, I'm sorry. I heard the sister before call in during the Jason and Allian debate.
Yeah.
She was really contentious there too. But actually, and this is not about a Catholic or Protestant issue. She said that she's a Christian, and I'm quite sure there are many Christians. I'm quite sure LaRon Campbell would disagree with her doctrine and the other Christians, and we would just kind of sit back and just watch, because I don't, if she's saying the world. Well, I live across the world, and let me tell you, these people here in Japan, most of them, you have Christians here, but for the most part, they're atheists, or they believe in this gold statue of a Nepalese man named Buddha. Okay, so they ain't thinking about Christ. Okay, so the Most High is not dealing with no one world religion type thing. That's just whatever. But I mean, we just need some real questions. I don't want to turn it negative. Let's just keep it positive. I'm sorry.
All right, like I said, y'all, listen, this is a chance to ask your questions, family. There's a lot of people on the phone lines. All you got to do is press number 1. If not, we can just get some final words from everybody and wrap this show up. But I'll give you a chance again. Press number 1 or send me an email, debatetalkforyou@gmail.com, and I'll read your questions out. Let me check my email, matter of fact, again. Yep, no emails, okay. That number, once again, is 319-527-6239. All right, family. Nobody else press number 1, y'all. So let's get some last words. Let's go to my brother Wise. I know you've been real quiet out there. Last words, man.
Shalom, y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you live.
And first off, all praise, glory to Yahweh, set apart one, Israel. We're going to give him all the glory. That's what it's all about. This whole show, I'm gonna get two scriptures in. Hey, Judah, could you get these scriptures for me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just want 2. Give me Proverbs 1 and 7.
Okay.
First thing first.
Proverbs 1 and 7. You want me to read now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 7. The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of knowledge. Foolish ones scorn wisdom and discipline.
Fear Yahweh, man. Fear Yahweh. First thing first. If y'all don't hear y'all, you seeking, you praying for knowledge, wisdom, understanding the Torah, you want to understand, you want to get back to your culture. First thing first, fear Yahweh. That's the first thing first. All right, give me Amos 5 and 4. And I'm in on this.
Amos 5?
5 verse 4.
Okay. Amos chapter 5, verse 4. For thus said Yahweh to the house of Israel, seek me and live.
Next verse.
Do not seek Bethel, and do not go to Galgal, and do not traverse Beersheba, for Galgal will be completely exiled, and Bethel will become nothingness. Seek Yahweh and live, lest he burn through the house of Joseph like a fire, and consume Bethel with none to extinguish it.
Praise Yahweh, man. Seek Yahweh and live. The first step is fear Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? Praise Yahweh, man. Torah night, stand up. Hey, we're going to lift up Yahweh's name forever and ever and ever. Shalom.
All right. Troy Tales, any last words? Go ahead.
I'll bring out a scripture. Let's see, I'll go to Isaiah chapter 60. Isaiah chapter 60. And I'll start from verse 19, the glory of Zion. The sun shall no longer be your light by day, nor for brightness shall the moon give light to you by night. But Yahweh will be your everlasting light, and your God will be your glory. Your sun shall no more go down, or your moon withdraw itself, for Yahweh will be your everlasting light, and your days of mourning shall be ended. The people shall be righteous, they shall possess the land forever. They are the shoot, not Jesus, but the people. They are the shoot that I planted, the work of my hands, so that I may be glorified. The least of them shall become a clan, and the smallest one a mighty nation. I am Yahweh. In time I will accomplish it quickly. Right? I can go on and on. We can leave it with that, and Shalom to a night. And as it says here, they shall possess the land forever. So the ones that are in his Torah shall possess the land. Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, let's go to Brother Lamont. Last words. Yeah, Brother Lamont, you there? 818. Brother Lamont. Yeah.
Shalom, I'm having technical difficulty. I just wanted to say Shalom. Yahweh, who is the God, is the leader.
Yeah, I guess his line is breaking up. 818, you still there? Go ahead. Maybe it's your reception or something. Oh, this call actually just dropped. We appreciate you for coming on, though, man. Appreciate you for coming on. Let's go to Brother Josh. Last words. Go ahead.
All right, this is Brother Josh from Torah Nights. I want to give a shout-out to Brother Sal for having us on the platform. I want to give a shout-out, of course, to my fellow Torah Nights. We standing up for Yahweh. We living righteously, you know what I'm saying? And all praises to Yahweh God. I just want to get a verse out. Hey, Brother Judah, you want to read this verse for me, man?
Yes, sir.
All right, give me Deuteronomy 4:33 to 35. We all know and love this one, but it's perfect for Yasharal in these times. So go ahead, brother.
All right, so Deuteronomy 4:33.
Deuteronomy 4:33 to 35.
Okay. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 33. Has a people ever heard the voice of God speaking from the midst of fire, as you have heard, and survived? Or has any God ever miraculously come to you for himself, to take for himself a nation from amidst a nation, with challenges, with signs, with wonders, and with war, and with a strong hand, and with an outstretched arm, and with greatly awesome deeds, such as everything that Yahweh your God did for you in Egypt before your eyes? You have been shown in order to know that Yahweh, he is God, and there is none besides him.
Thank you, brother. And that's all I have right there, man. All praises to Yahweh.
Yahweh God.
All right, Brother Neji. Any last words, Neji? Go ahead.
So yeah, I'm just surprised that nobody called in and made a big stink about me or about any other related subject. Actually, I'm surprised how few people called in. That was nobody had any questions for me at all, or any there were very few questions in general. So maybe next time. That's all. I really don't have much to say.
Maybe next time. No doubt.
Terrorists didn't win this time.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Let's get Chris. Last words. Yeah, Chris.
Okay, guys. Y'all know who I am. Keep the commandments and live. God is one. Hallelujah. Walk in peace. Shalom.
And Judah, last words.
All right. I want to thank you, South Showtime, for having the Torah Nights Mafia Yah. That's from the Mafia Yah squad on. It's been a long time. We weren't really ducking the hot seat, but we all came on. It's been a good show. Again, we were surprised at the lack of calls because we have also before we go, please check out Tritel and Talina's YouTube page. They are making Israelite garments for the community. Whether you are Torah centered or if you are New Testament or Christian or whatever, if you don't want to wear suits and ties at church and you want to wear garments, some set apart garments, please check them out. Check out the Sons of Jacob, the new Torah Night group. Check out Josh on SoundCloud. And we're also going to have our music up. I'm producer. He's a rapper. We have others. It's called Black Coops for Bad Children. We'll have that up on SoundCloud. Just do that and hit us up and that's it. And let's unite. Let's stop the bickering and let's go. That's all I want to say. Shalom to everybody, even peace to our enemies. We have a whole bunch out there. We know y'all listening, scared to death, but that's what it is. Thank you, Sal. Yahweh God.